Okay, good morning, year six. So everybody's home today. So we're going to try and do a bit of our DT unit that we haven't got a chance to do in school at home today. So it might be a bit tricky, but hopefully everyone will be able to do something. So we're going to start with phase one, so our planning phase. So for this, you'll need a sheet of paper to record your plan on, or this one that's on the screen here is saved on the website. So if you've got a printer at home, you could print that and fill it in. So all you need is the ingredients that you're going to need to use, what equipment and what the actual method is, what the steps are. So we're going to plan out a recipe. Now, I know some people in 6G and some of my class had a go at doing our original design, so our lemon drizzle and our gingerbread. If you haven't done that, but you can do it, so you've got the equipment and the ingredients at home and somebody can help you, then I would suggest you try and do that today. And the recipes are on the website as well. If you've already done that, so you did that yesterday, or if you haven't got the things at home to do that, then I want you to have a go at making anything. So it could be that you have a look in your cupboard and see what foods you've got in there, and put them together to make something whole. Or there's a great website that's on the flip that you could search for, that's got loads of recipes that you don't even have to bake anything for. So you can mix things together with syrups and things like that, so you don't actually have to bake them. So you might be able to make those yourself. So the first thing you need to do is choose what you're going to make and then plan it out as your phase one. So if you are going to do our normal recipe that we were going to do in school, then that should be fine and easy because we looked at that recipe already. If it's your own recipe, then you need to have a think about what the steps are, what ingredients you're going to put together. So if you pause the video now to give you a chance to research or do that up, because the next bit is going to go on to actually making it. Okay, so you should have chosen the recipe that you are making. You should have completed the recipe sheet for it. So you've got all the ingredients, you know how you're going to do it, you know what you need help with. So once you've done all of that, you can start on phase two, which is actually baking it or making it if you're not going to actually put anything in the oven. Don't forget to send us a picture of your finished bake before you eat it, because even though we can't get Mr. Winterburn and Mrs. Marsden to taste test your recipes from home, we could still make a judgment on whose looks the best, and give a Star Baker award that way. So that's all I want you to do for now. So you'll need to pause the video again and get baking, maybe come back later once you've made it for the final evaluation part of it. But don't forget to send us some pictures. Okay, so now that you have actually made whatever you're going to make, we do phase three, which we usually do in our DT. So we did it for our lighthouses. So to evaluate how it went. Now we're going to do two evaluations. So we're going to evaluate the process. So how you actually made it. Did you find it tricky? Was it really easy? Was there a skill or a method that you had to use that you found difficult? Maybe your arm ached if you had to mix a lot of things for ages. So this sheet is also on the website. So if you have a printer, you can print it and just fill it in. If you don't have a printer, then you can just copy it out and fill it in on a piece of paper. That's fine. But have a think about what different preparations you had to use, what equipment you had, and think back to our knowledge organizer that we stuck into our DT sketchbooks, what different parts were on there that you had to use for your recipe. Now remember, if you haven't done our original recipe, then everybody's will be a little bit different. You might not have done any of these methods. If you haven't done any of them, then you can write, you can circle other and write what you did do if you had to do a different method. So that is just for actually how you made it. How did you find making it? Was it easy? If you made something from scratch, just out of things in your cupboard, what did you find difficult about doing that? And then finally, your second evaluation is the easier one. So that is actually on what it tasted like, what it smells like. So make sure that you do this evaluation sheet at the same time as your other one. So there's a word bank on here for some words that you can use to fill that one in. So as you go along the sheet, make sure like when we did our fruit tasting, make sure you smell it, make sure you think about what it tastes like, what the texture's like as you're going. So don't just eat it all in one go. Have a think about actually, do you like it? What do you like about it? And you can use some of these words to fill that sheet in. So like the other one, it's on the website. So if you've got a printer, you can print it and fill it in. If you haven't, then you can just copy it out, design it up how you want to, as long as it's got the same questions and the same evaluation. So you should have two evaluation sheets. So one for the process and one for actually how it tasted and how it smelt and things like that. So hopefully even though it's not the baking that we wanted to do in school, you've had a chance to do a bit of baking and a bit of designing of your own and making them for everybody that is at home. So don't forget to send us all your brilliant pictures, and hopefully we'll look forward to getting some of those, and hopefully you enjoy your food that you've made.